let's read through the devlog as we are preparing ourselves and hyping ourselves up for the final. No, not the final update. What am I saying? The biggest update yet to Stoneshard. So, hello everyone. This is the final preparations devlog, and it runs through a lot of the major talking points. Something that I was going to do on my own, but they released this devlog for me. It runs through the major talking points of the other devlogs that have been released, so that I don't have to go and look at every one of them. This will just glance over them, and you can go and check them out on the official Discord or Steam if you want to read about these things in detail. But they're pretty well explained here. I've read through it already. So, for those joining us on YouTube and such, welcome to some more Stoneshard. It'll be 20 minutes until it goes live here in real time, and then we'll play until Keejchen can play no more, which should give me a few hours. And I'm hoping to get to the City of Gold today. So wish me luck. But let's run for the devlog, as I said. So among the new things, the major talking points, we have the global map and rumor system. And the City of Gold update will feature the long-awaited expansion of the game world. So it's going from the old map of 17 times 11 tiles. Here's some math. I'm bad at quick math, so let me just type that in. 17 times 117 tiles. That seems like way more than it was, but maybe I'm wrong about that. And then maybe that sounds about right, honestly. And then 40 times 40, 1,600. Jesus, that's an upgrade. So from 187, 17 times 11, 187 up till 1,600. This is almost 10 times the map size in effect. That's a pretty big deal. That was way more than I got it to in my mind's math. So, and there'll be a new menu for navigating it, and this replaces the entire old map system. So we're looking at it here, kind of what it's going to look like, I suppose. And some of you will recall, those that have been following my series, that I tended to go and explore all the points of interest before I did any dungeons. And I think that strategy is being beaten into the ground here, because you won't be able to see all the points of interest at the beginning of the game anymore. That's what the rumor system is for. You need to find these unique locations, points of interest through rumors. The new rumor city says chatting with NPCs. I will have to go and talk to the NPCs. And at some point, I'm going to try to voice act for them. I'm not sure we will be doing it today, because I want to get to the City of Gold fast. And so I won't be reading all the dialogue, but it'll be on screen, and you can pause it if you're playing on the YouTubes or watching on the YouTubes. But today I want to rush, and then later on maybe we'll slow down and I can do some proper reading of all the dialogue. But we are going to have to go and talk to everyone, I think, and just see what they say. Xvade is here. Can't wait for the update. Me too, man. 20 minutes and counting. I should have put a countdown like on screen, but too late for that. Paper maps will be reintroduced into the game at a later date, which to me this means that the paper map that you had in your inventory is gone, maybe. Or instead, what we're looking at is that you will be able to find little bonus maps that give you like treasure maps that give you like locations, directions to a location, and then spawns a point of interest for you as a rumor would. And then you still have your old map. Unclear, but we will learn that as soon as we open the game up. Then the next big thing is Bryn, the Golden City. So this city is, of course, the major selling point for this update. I just wanted to see if I could spot it on the map here. We have Osbrook over there, and I don't know if this is supposed to be Manshire. I don't think Manshire is on this map here, right here. So we're going to have to go and find Bryn, the first major city. And this city is so big that it takes up 4 entire map tiles. So if you know Osbrook and Manshire, they each were occupying a map tile, even in its entirety. They had room for a little bit of farmland around and stuff like that, a little bit of forest sometimes in Osbrook. Bryn will be fully occupying as far as I understand, 4 map tiles. So separating it into 4 districts, each having its own vibe and special merchants. Here's the docks, I suppose. You've got a little. This is the barracks, I think, right? Big deal. We want to go here. We want to explore. I love the art in this game. I'm so excited. I've seen all the art on teasers on the Discord, and they've been posting the different buildings as they've been designing them. But seeing it as a whole, it's going to be a whole different experience than coming alive with little characters walking around. It's going to be great. Hola, buenas. I don't I don't speak Spanish, but you're welcome to. And yeah, or maybe I can read it out. I can sort of pronounce Spanish, not really understand it though. Anyway, next up is saving on exit. So the saving system has been changed, which I think there was a lot of requests for this, and I think it's great because sometimes I would be like, I can't play anymore, but I gotta get to a bed so I can go to bed in real life. But now you can just exit your game, and it will save your current state of the game. And they note here that it is not a quick save. It doesn't count as a real save. It is deleted when you re-enter the game. So if you die and you're not playing on hard mode, you will be reset to the last time you slept, just like before. But you can use it to just exit the game and go do something else and come back, and you will be in the same spot without any loss. Big deal for some people, and I'm sure I'll be happy with it too. Then the next thing here has been teased a little bit already. The new fauna. Expect to encounter 3 new dangerous enemy types. So only 3? I was thinking there would be more in this update.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Another wizard joins the field. Vortex Keejchen, thank you for the follow. Dat Macargo. Each of these enemies will require a special approach, so make sure you exercise caution while hunting them. We will. And so some of you may know that I'm going to be playing the ranged archer build in the first attempt at beating the game on permadeath. And I'm specifically thinking about the birds here will be a pretty big threat to my build. I'm not sure exactly. We've seen some more animations of them. I might be able to dig those out. I'll do that after here if we have more time, where they show some of the actual animations and mechanics for the birds. And they can like beeline to you much quicker than any other enemy, which may force melee on my guy who doesn't want to be in melee. So something to watch out for, right? And then spiders. I suffer from real life arachnophobia, so this is always fun when they add stuff like this into the game. They look too realistic for my taste, but we're gonna run away from them. It'll be fine. Just don't get netted. And then these guys, I have no idea how I'm gonna counter swarms, little bee swarms, as a ranged character. Because surely an arrow would not be very effective at shooting into a swarm like this. I have no clue, but I'm kind of scared. Be best, try hard. Anyway, new items. There's a lot of stuff being added in this update. New items is the next thing on the list. Expand your arsenal with throwable bombs, fire, acid, and the one that unleashes a swarm of in-range death stingers. So this is just, 3 bombs? But pretty big deal, obviously, being able to throw these. And I've seen this animation here for the bees before. This is super powerful. Not only is it dealing a ton of damage to this boss guy, but as he moves into the melee, the boss is hitting these bees and able to really damage them. They basically take the aggro, and this guy just comes in and wrecks the boss without even getting hit once. Pretty big deal having stuff like this. So we need to figure out how to capture bees. Do a bit of beekeeping. After you survive a difficult fight, you can treat yourself to some new dishes. So there's more food being added to the game, which is just full of flavor. New loot type artifacts, and they're not explained in super detail here, but they have been posted sort of what they actually do, like the actual stats of these things, and they're pretty complicated, some of them. Major benefits. The thing about them is that these are items that you need to have in your inventory in order for them to provide their bonus to you. And those that know Stoneshard know that the character inventory is already incredibly limited. So you can maybe have one artifact, but then you're already cutting down on your income because you can't carry as much loot with you. And then if you're stacking multiple artifacts, you're going to have no inventory space. So kind of an interesting mechanic. You're going to have to make some sacrifices in order to use them. And I think they're going to be hard to get, so probably not something that will be a huge deal. Wherein takes you to Bryn after stopping by Manshire and speaking to the Elder Right. Or do you have to, or that's the question, or do you have to kill the troll first and then go to Bryn? I honestly have no idea, but we will attempt to find out. Bear in mind that's a demon.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Another wizard joins the field. Freezing Sunset, welcome and thank you for the follow. Yellow Wizard. I'm a what? Won't work this well versus humans, I reckon. Bear in mind that that's a demon. Oh, you mean the bees? Well, it seems pretty effective. Like if the AI, even if it just tanks a little, it's dealing a ton of damage and it tanks a little bit of hits. He's even being slow at getting the engage. I don't know why he wouldn't just move into this tile from down. He spends 4 more turns moving into the melee before he actually engages more than he needed, I think. Because the bees are already aggroing the boss here. Right, he steps away, he steps sideways, he steps up. 4, 5, 6, 7. So he could have closed it in 3 turns instead of 7 here, and he would have had 4 more turns to hit the boss in the back. Anyway, well, we can't know how effective that's going to be, but it looks, from what I'm seeing there, pretty effective. Next thing on the list is improved leveling and trainers. So the attribute system has been completely reworked. You only get 1 point per level, but they do more. And when you hit tiers of 5, you get a big bonus. Whoops. And that is not the only thing. The skill trees have been reworked, and skills now have attribute requirements, some of them, at least in the higher tiers. So if we want specific skills later on in the game, we got to plan ahead. And I don't know any of the requirements yet, so we will need to go do that as the first thing. I'm still thinking athletics as my build, the one I've been working on here. So we'll have to go and look at those skills, see what's required, and then build towards that. And they have also been reworked in their shape. I think the skills, as far as I understand, are mostly the same, but probably not. I'm sure many of them will have been reworked. Achievements are fun, but I've never really been an achievement hunter. Maybe when I have already run 10 games, we can start looking at these, but they are here in case you want to read them. And then we're talking a little bit about what's next. I feel like then we're missing something. Didn't we skip something? Anyway, then they go over the roadmap, the new roadmap for the coming years. 2020 summary, 2021 summary. So that concludes 2021, which means that everything down here is 2022, of course. Rags to Riches is the next big update where we are getting swamps, caravan travels, another magic tree here, reworked economy, trade goods and demand. New skill tree armor, okay, an improved contract system and lockpicking mechanic. The most interesting thing here for me is the magic tree and the swamps. I think sounds super cool. Not sure what caravan travels mean. Maybe that means it's not like an instant travel anymore, but you gotta like travel across the map and you might have random encounters. Could be fun. Then the Wizard's Fate. It goes without saying that Keejchen really likes wizards. And here's another magic tree, wands, new skill trees, wands and magic mastery, fatigue mechanic, enchantment system rework, psyche rework. This one, super excited for this one. There's also a magic tree up here, of course, so that's cool as well. We're getting one and then another one, and then all kinds of extra magic goodies, maladies, which are diseases, I think. Another way for your character to die. Then they have a priority list, which means not coming soon, but sometimes they throw some of the high priorities up into updates. Just don't expect it for a fact. But I know a lot of people have been asking about the character creator, and they have put that in the high priority list. Look at that. New side quests, new dungeon types, enemy factions, remaining skill trees. And then medium, legendary items. Fishing, cooking, alchemy. Nice. Low priority, divine worship. A little bit sad that this one ended up at the bottom, because I like clerics as much as wizards. Stealth and lighting system, also something I'm excited for, but I get that these are more complicated mechanics. One thing that I will note that is not on this list, if you look up here, something that I spotted was the first thing up here is new boss, Ancient Troll. A huge deal was adding this troll to the game, and there are no new bosses listed in the rest of the roadmap. Which either means, one, there are no new bosses coming, or they are implicit, and we should expect that maybe even here on this new map, there might be a hidden troll-like or troll-level boss hiding. That could be fun. Yeah, crime system. Crime system is missing. Okay, we got another 7 minutes-ish. I'm gonna pull up another devlog. We can't not talk about the crime system. It's a huge deal. Crime system, crime system, crime system. There. Bring it up on screen here. Crime system. Scusi. Hello, everyone. Crime mechanics. I've read this one already, but understanding this one is going to be pretty important. It used to be that when we came out of the tavern at the beginning of the game, we would go and loot the barracks in the Osbrook, and this would give you like a little boost at the beginning of the game. You could gain a weapon for the weapon type that you wanted to run for that run, and you would also be able to sell some of the stuff for a bit of boost in gold at the start of the run. No more of that, and that means the character that you choose, you're gonna have to use that character's starting weapon probably in most cases. It's the first thing that I'm thinking. And then, assuming that you are going to play the good guy and never attack anyone, nothing will really have changed, I think, because then you're just not using the crime system. So then we can think about, well, what could we, how can we do a little bit of crime? How much can we get away with, and what can we gain from doing that? There's like, if you are wanted, you can be fined or jailed, and you can pay 100 crowns. So if you make more than 100 crowns stealing from someone, then is it worth it? We probably also lose reputation. Disturbing the peace, opening containers that don't belong to you, setting traps in public locations, throwing items at NPCs, using spells in public, okay, trespassing, and so on. Theft, of course, livestock slaughter, assaulting an NPC, delivering a first strike counts as an assault. Okay, so I'm mainly hoping that we can't like misclick and attack someone in town, but you probably have to hold control and do the dedicated attack in order to actually break the law. You can go to jail. You will be fed a little bit of soup and bread every day. Your sentence will depend on the amount and severity of your crimes, up to 40 days. You'll also experience it personally. I don't want to sit in a jail cell, but you might not have a choice. Here, yeah, he's going to loot the barracks and then catch him. They immediately go. So if you misclick and open a container, then they will come at you if they see it, which I'm not sure what kind of vision they have for that kind of stuff. Most containers in the settlements will now belong to factions. You can murder NPCs, and it's worth noting then that the NPCs in settlements remain unkillable. You can knock them down and beat them up as much as you want, but you can't ever permakill the important NPCs. So we can't like break the game. But of course, at some point, not the first one, but at some point, I gotta run a real, like a criminal, and just murder everyone and see what happens. Could do that as the first thing and just die, but I don't think we would. I don't think we would.
You're a wizard, Harry.
All question. Thank you for the follow. You're a wizard, and now I don't think we would get very much being a level 1 character coming out of the tavern, starting to attack the town guard. I think we would just get beaten up. So we could do it, I suppose, just to see. But it'll be jail time, and then you gotta end the run because I don't want to sit in jail for 40 days. But okay, there's one more devlog that I'm. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm keeping an eye on the Steam page here just to see if the update spawns. Can I not see the bird? The birds. I want to see the birds. Show me the birds. Because I think I saw some animations of those birds actually fighting, and they may be really important for me not dying, just understanding them ahead of time. But I can't find the devlog for them right now. 2 minutes. There's another thing that we didn't talk about. Did I miss that up here? I think I did, because it's in the major one here. Bryn, saving an exit, new fauna, new items, changes to combat. I completely skipped over this one. Yeah, many important changes. Changes to armor. In City of Gold, the protection value from every equipped item will no longer stack. Instead, armor will only affect the body part it's equipped on. So you will have you always had the different hit locations that your body could be hit, but all the armor that you had on your entire person would count as armor for every location. So if you were like hit in the head, your leg armor would count. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but it was just like added together as a total defense for your character. So now it's been separated. So if you get hit in the head and you don't have a proper head armor, well, you fucked. But of course, all the equipment will be rebalanced in order to compensate for this new mechanic, and it sounds super cool. Like this is exactly the theme of Stoneshard being brutal and detailed. This will make combat even deadlier, and there'll be much more strategy involved in gearing up. It's going to be super good for me playing the archer, because I'll be shooting at enemies who have maybe not a lot of head armor, and I can hit them, they can't hit me, so I'm hoping for headshots, right? And then before they would add up all their armor for their heads, but now headshots will count. They also reworked the 2 defensive stats, dodge and block. Huge deal again, because dodging before made you completely impervious to damage. Now it makes successful attacks into fumbles and fumbles into misses. So if you dodge a successful hit, you are still taking damage. Pretty big change. And then block chance has been reworked into their own little mechanic where you spend block power when you block a thing with your shield, or if you have like a 2-handed weapon, they can often have a block thing. And then you will have a block power recovery stat that like energy recovery and health recovery that charges up over time. And that can be boosted in various ways. So now here, as they point out, if you want to use shields really well, you gotta put points into the ability tree for that. Complicated stuff. Okay. It's still not up, the update. It's 1 minute past the time limit. 2 minutes. All right.